Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video for you guys, and that is because I just received a package in the mail last night from Kringle Candle, and they were kind enough to send me the entirety of their new cozy winter collection. So thank you to Kringle for sending these out for me to review. And speaking of which, since we're on that topic, I am a Kringle Candle ambassador, which means if any of the candles that I am sharing with you guys today sound great to you and you want to buy them, you can use the code WICKEDDOLLBOY for 15% off your purchase. So this is actually a commission code or a commission link, so I do get a little bit of kickback from it if you plan on using it. And the reason that I even get to make this video in the first place is because you guys have been using it, and I really want to thank you so much if you have used it, if you're just supporting the channel, if you've watched. It really means the world to me, so thank you guys so much. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into everything that I have to share with you guys today. So these candles just launched this past Thursday morning, and as of the recording of this video, all are still currently available for you to purchase on the website. They're available in the large jars, the wax melts, and the daylights. So unfortunately, no mediums for this collection. And I am going to start out from what I think is the least cozy of the collection to the most cozy fragrance of the collection, keeping in line with the theme of the collection itself. So up first here, we are going to talk about Winter Cypress. So the scent notes on Winter Cypress here are a top of cypress oil, peppermint, and spearmint leaf oil, a mid of baby eucalyptus leaves, and a base of sheer rose petal accord. So yeah, this lands in the least cozy award category because it is actually a very cold and chilly fragrance. So straight off the top of this thing, you get those mint fragrances out of it. The peppermint and the spearmint are really what shove their way to the top out of this one. And then you get hit with that essential oily kind of wake up kick from those baby eucalyptus leaves. When I first took this one out of the box and smelled it, it really like woke me up. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit taken aback by that. Usually when I smell a fragrance like that, I immediately think, oh, this is gonna be really headache inducing. It's gonna be super insanely strong and I'm gonna have to burn it in just small intervals. But I did in fact give it a burn today, and honestly it was not as overbearing as I initially expected it to be. This is one of those cases of where a fragrance I was iffy on cold changed when I lit it up. So when this thing is actually burning, it becomes a lot less heady than it is on cold. It very much mellowed out and smoothed into something that was actually really beautiful. It definitely has that essential oily pepperminty type kick to it, but it was a lot more bearable than what I had expected. It really just gave a nice calming sensation like a good essential oil does. Like think of like a Vicks vapor rub when you use it, the relief that you feel that comes from it. It's the same type of vibe that I get from this. And another thing that I did not like about this on cold that changed when burning was when I first smelled this, it kind of very much reminded me of like the Wrigley's spearmint gum. And while I do like spearmint gum in general, it's not exactly the type of fragrance that I like to burn in my house because it does get a little bit overbearing. And while that spearmint is in there on burn, it just kind of mellows out. It's just a really nice minty fragrance. So I did burn this for a couple of hours today. And as far as strength and throw are considered, this wasn't really blowing the roof off of my house like I expected it to on cold, but that actually led it into me enjoying it more because that's not exactly what I wanted from this. I feel like if this fragrance was way stronger than it actually is, it would lean into that territory of being too much. It definitely was filling my room up, but it wasn't enough for me to want to like blow it out or anything. And this thing definitely did travel. I remember I went downstairs earlier to get a glass of water or whatever, and when I was coming back upstairs, I could smell this thing from halfway down the stairs. So it is a very nice thrower, which is interesting because it's not overbearingly strong. So if you're looking for a really nice chili peppermint. If you love spearmint scents, I would say think about giving this one a try for sure. All right, so up next, landing in our middle coziness section, which actually isn't really true. I think that this scent and the next scent that I'm going to talk about are equally as cozy. You really can't go wrong in that category. And that is knit sweaters. So the scent notes on knit sweaters are a top of floral, coconut, and cedarwood, a mid of sandalwood and amber, and a base of benzoin, oriental, and musk. So personally, for me, this is my absolute favorite of the collection as a whole. You get those floral notes, and that coconut note in here is super, super nice straight off the top of this thing. I think that Kringle does coconut scents really, really well, and that is definitely no different here. And then you get hit with that super calming sandalwood and amber combo. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the benzoin on the bottom of this thing definitely gives it that nice, smooth little vanilla. This fragrance is so calming and just comforting. It's definitely reminiscent of like a nice fabric softener, like a cozy sweater or cozy blanket that you just washed and then threw straight into the dryer, and then straight out of the dryer you just put it on, or you just bundle up in it and just embrace the warmthness of it all. This has definitely been the one that I have been picking up and smelling every 5 seconds because it's just so nice and comforting. So just like Winter Cypress, I actually did give this one a burn today. And while it was definitely noticeable while you're right next to it, it was unfortunately the lightest of the 3. I burned this one for a good couple of hours. And for that very first hour, I would say that I didn't really get very much scent out of this at all. Although I will say during the second hour, I definitely started picking it up a lot more. But funnily enough, earlier in the day while I was burning this one, I did leave my room for a second, and as I was coming back up the stairs into the hallway, I started to smell it a little bit more. So it's definitely not inept at producing scent or even traveling for that matter, but I think this one is just going to take a little bit more time to really get to the level of strength that I would like it to be at. So hopefully the more I burn it, the more I hope it starts to perform a little bit better. But as it is, I'm very excited to continue to burn this one because I really, really do love the scent. The floral and the coconut are straight up my wheelhouse, and they are absolutely beautiful in this thing. So if you're a big fan of the cozy fabric softener type fabric scent in general, I would say definitely give this one a try because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so for the final candle and the so-called coziest candle of the collection, it is in the namesake itself, and that is cozy and warm. So the scent notes for cozy and warm are a top of fresh brewed coffee and foamed milk, a mid of cinnamon, and a base of vanilla, sweet cream, heliotrope, and musk. So this one actually really surprised me. As you guys know, I am not a foodie candle guy, and I feel like a coffee scent leans into the foodie gourmand type category, so it just never piqued my interest to buy one before. But this fragrance, yeah, I can get down with this. This is such a nice, cozy, freshly brewed coffee with some vanilla creamer in it. The vanilla sweet cream type scent that they have going on in this thing is so comforting. And usually I don't really like vanilla sweet cream type fragrances because they get a little bit too sweet for me, but just before this candle's about to get too sweet, it cuts in with the bitterness of that freshly brewed coffee, and it just makes an absolutely killer blend of the scents. When I woke up this morning, I was really excited because I knew this was the candle that I was going to wake up and burn first thing, and I lit this one up and I was just experiencing this nice cozy aroma. It was super cold this morning, so having this there to warm things up was really, really enjoyable for me. So obviously I did give this one a pretty considerable burn today. I think I burned this one for like 3 or 4 hours, which honestly I was not planning on doing because I knew I had to get through all 3 of these candles today, but I really did not want to stop burning this one. And while I wouldn't consider this one an exact powerhouse or anything. This was definitely the strongest of the collection to me. This thing had no trouble filling my room up and even traveling halfway down the stairs. At one point, my mom was coming up the stairs and she could smell this thing all the way downstairs. So I would definitely give this one a solid 7 strength and about a 7 throw as well. Now, while I haven't experienced any other coffee scents from any company for that matter, I do hear that it tends to be a very strong fragrance, a strong scent, and this one is no different, at least in my experience. So if you're a fan of a really nice, smooth vanilla coffee, as opposed to just straight up black coffee, I would definitely recommend that you try this one out for sure. It's definitely won me over. So that is all I have for you guys today. Overall, I really enjoyed this small little cozy collection. And honestly, what I like most about it is I don't know if you guys are like me, but once the holidays are done, I kind of find it hard when January comes to decide what to burn. As far as January is concerned, it doesn't really have its own unique identity other than just being cold all the time. So I find it particularly hard to pick scents that I want to be burning. But what's really good about this collection, I think, is that these are definitely candles that I see myself burning during that time. Since it's so cold outside, you definitely want to bring a more warm and cozy atmosphere into your home. And I think especially the cozy and warm and the knitted sweaters do that beautifully. And if you want to bring a little bit of coldness into your home as well, the winter cypress is definitely the way to go. But let me know if you guys have tried any of these out or if you're planning on trying any of these out. I would love to know what you guys think. Once again, I would like to thank Kringle for sending these out to me. I really appreciate it. And another big thank you to everyone who has supported the channel thus far, whether it be liking the content or subscribing or watching or using the code or blah, blah, blah. Just thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it a ton. As always, leave a like if you guys enjoyed this video and subscribe for more candle content because I always have more on the way very soon. Until the next one, I will see you guys later. Bye.